Hi everyone. I wanted to share a technique I discovered pretty recently, and that's for finding the shapes of continents when you're drawing maps or islands or things like that. A lot of the times I have trouble making interesting shapes for islands or continents, or I do them little bit by bit and end up looking kind of weird. I'm not sure why that is, but I have that trouble sometimes. And something I noticed today was that I have these kind of fake stucco walls that are painted over, and there's just random patterns in them of just how the fake plaster was put on and then painted over, just random little shapes. And I was looking at them closely and I noticed that some of them looked like islands or like continents. So I just got out some note cards and I just started jotting down what I was seeing, and a lot of them looked pretty neat. For example, let's see if you can see these. There's one right there, or for example, ones that look like that. They look like neat little continents or islands. I thought that was pretty cool, and it sort of jump-started my brain. When I see the shapes of certain islands or continents or land masses, it gets me thinking about the kinds of people that would live there, the kinds of kingdoms and social structures, if there's a lot of sea in between, if there's a lot of islands, the kind of how that would affect trade routes and things like that. So that's an interesting technique that anyone can use. Looking for random patterns around you. Patterns in your ceiling or in your carpets, or just outside, patches of dirt and grass and things like that. If you start looking around, it looks like there's little shapes everywhere. Little shapes of land masses or islands, things that you could imagine as a continent. It's a neat little trick, and it kind of is like free ideas that the world is just handing to you. And if you start jotting them down, you can get a lot of cool ideas for maps to make later, if you're into just making random maps, instead of planning out like a campaign or a continent that you already have in mind. If you want just cool shapes, that sort of random stuff is all around you. And it's often better to find that stuff rather than try and make it up on your own, because sometimes it can look contrived when I try and just create a semi-random shape on my own. It's better to look out in nature for those sorts of things, because for some reason it just seems, I don't know, it gels more. It seems more authentic, a lot of the time. It's up to you, of course, it's a judgment call, but it's been a good trick for me recently. So yeah, if you find that useful, go ahead and use it. And I'll see you guys later.